talk about what we're feeling. And afterwards, we're going to do a little more work to see how they want to speak for themselves.
There was a woman over there sitting smoking a cigarette.
I don't know, it's stairs as well. Energy for me, because to me, it just feels like people just going about. Yeah.
It's a hotel. Let's talk about this closet.
One of like the first things I got the initial feeling of was hidden, quiet, hush.
Generally speaking, spirits hang out in spaces other people aren't. And if he always catches them in the closet, it's probably because that's where they go to get wet. Anything you want to say, it will come through here. You just have to speak with your mouth as loud as you can. It's okay to be honest.
Couple of art. Oh my god.
Welcome to New Orleans, a city rich in history, renowned in cuisine, diverse in culture, and exuberant in spirit. While I enjoyed my walk on Bourbon Street and took all the sights and sounds it offers, I'm looking for what lies beneath. I am here for the other side of what this city is famous for. Those spectral echoes that linger in the atmosphere. I am here to meet some of the ghosts of New Orleans.
So now that we've walked around the hotel, spent a very long time in the closet, talked to the front desk person who gave us a whole bunch of information, we're going to talk about what we're feeling. And afterwards, we're going to do a little more work to see how they want to speak for themselves. So we could start with Matt. Yes. Matt, what do you pick up and have been picking up? What are your vibes in the courtyard?
There's a lot more like milling about than there was earlier. The first thing I got when we walked in was there was a woman over there sitting smoking a cigarette. Just talking to her for a minute. She's like, yeah, I like sitting here, like seeing the stars, and that's where like all the most cigarette butts are. She's like, yeah, I want company too. So I'm just like having a cigarette with everybody else.
Do you validate, because I too picked up on a woman just milling in here. She looked real casual, real calm, real pretty, and she's just like, I died here, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I felt more in the house. I felt like another worldly thing over there for a little bit, but I think that was after you went over there.
Yeah, I went over there right at the beginning.
Okay, yeah, this was after that. I didn't pick up on a woman, but I got really, I guess, blinders on specific spots usually, so I believe it.
There was a lot of spot pooling, where you could stand somewhere and just be like, yeah, all at the same time. Anything else?
I don't know, it's stairs as well. I saw
Stairs.
it. Yeah, I kept seeing a woman going up and down, kind of like
Repetitive.
the same. Yeah.
I talked to a dude over there. What did he say? A little higher, or a little taller than average, unsure of all of us, unsure of me, wants to know what I'm writing. I say I'm writing about him. He says, well, howdy. Black man, question mark, name is something with the G sound, ends with a Y, late 40s. He says, I watch the Courtyard, especially at night. There be things here that come out at night. I watch for them for the others. I said, others? He said, oh, they're everywhere. He points out to the far corner. Which is that corner?
It's a lot of just, I mean, I call it wandering energy for me, because it's just, to me, it just feels like people just going about. Yeah.
It's a hotel.
Yeah. It feels like a hotel.
It's very, we're here. I do feel like there's quite a bit of them that come in and out. A lot of, what you would qualify between like residual to cognitive energy. A residual isn't necessarily stuck in space doing the same thing over and over again. Sometimes it's just they're comfortable in that space and that's just where they stay and they linger in that space and they don't have to be so present. They're just there. But there's quite a few like cognizant, talkative, present people here too. And then let's shift gears, because I would say that the Courtyard generally is very calm. It's kind of just the gathering spot for people. Let's talk about this closet. Who, raise your hands, who sat in the closet? Who was
Can I say the only reason why I didn't? Or is that
why did you not want to?
Because it was boring. Like can I say
Go ahead.
how I feel for a moment? We were with an investigator who was all about that closet because the ghost in there knows how to use tech. Here's the thing, it is a ghost. And occasionally there are two in there. They know how to use tech and they know how to rile people up. And the investigator dude was all about that dude, but he was boring. I wrote down, can I go into my reads?
Please.
Like I thought about going in there, but I was just like, okay, there's a dark lower room. One, I picked up on a non-human entity. Used to be a human, man, question mark, trapped, thinks he's funny, but also annoying. Doesn't think the investigator is funny, likes the women, is over the men, will try to get men out. He went there to have time away, decided to stay. Don't know if he actually died there. May have spent more time in there than he wanted. I do feel like he wants to be alone. This is a trick for him. Whatever. He's talked up a lot. I don't think he's that big of a deal. Back right corner. I also write back right corner.
Like the first thing that I got the initial feeling of was hidden, quiet, hush. Those were like the 3 words that came to mind.
When I sat in there,
Back, it's away. Which it kind of makes sense with what you were picking up was just quiet time. I'm hiding. I'm just chilling.
And if he performs enough, then they leave.
now I know that I've only been a paranormal investigator for 15 years. I know there are people time-wise that dwarf me. I know that there are people who have been doing it since they were younger than me and are now older than I am. However, your age and time doesn't mean anything to how you act. If you go to a place and you treat the people there like a sideshow to you, that you want them to perform for you and do things. Even there's so many older, like long form investigators who have specific places they go. They know those ghosts. They work with those ghosts all the time. Those ghosts might not like you. You might be the worst part of that ghost's day. You going in and going, "Come on, buddy, do that thing you always do," is boring to them. And I would really love for investigators to be more mindful of like their ethics of how they treat, and the, like, I don't know, maybe moral compass of like forcing somebody who is stuck in a space to just keep doing what you're doing, or forcing them out when they're not doing anything to harm you. So just some food to nosh on. When I sat in there, I had that thing that wanted to touch me. There was the guy standing in the corner. I did feel something around my legs, but I kept asking him, like, is there any evidence of something on my legs? Because I kept feeling like squeezing around my calves, and I'm like, that's weird. But then I was also very like, let's go. Like, I'm here, come talk to me. And at one point, I did hear the S-box, because of course he didn't have it up loud enough so that I could really hear it. But I was like, I see you over there in the doorway, and then it says, "No, you don't, witch."
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, because I only commented on it because I was making it up. So there was just, it was not, like, I went in there very, let's go. Let's see what happens. And I was not uncomfortable. I was not afraid. There was nothing very specifically exciting about this closet. It was just a closet that is a great place to be because, generally speaking, spirits hang out in spaces other people aren't. And if he always catches them in the closet, it's probably because that's where they go to get away.
Yeah. I got that vibe too.
Yeah, it's like a hiding place. They just don't.
There's at
wanna
least
be
3 of them
found.
in there.
Yeah, there are 3. Yeah.
He kept saying 2, but I was like,
There
no,
was
there's
3.
something else in there.
2 of them know how to show
No,
up on equipment.
Yeah.
but the thing,
right.
One doesn't.
no, the thing of it is that he was only relying on his equipment.
Yes.
And you know, I'm gonna say this: I got mildly shamed because I said I don't have all that stuff. I'm very simplistic. I'm like, I got a recorder, I've got something I use on my computer, I've got lights, I've got very specific things that I use. They're very easy, they're not very invasive. I do that on purpose because it's more likely they're going to conversate when they're not being overwhelmed. So, just because I didn't spend $10,000 doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. Just saying.
Yeah, that's elitist.
That is, yes, very much so. But with that, I think we kind of kind of all on the same idea. We all picked up on things a little bit differently, but there was a lot to pick up on. So I say that we should have a conversation and see what's going on.
Permission to enter, but I would like your permission to enter, please.
On behalf of the group that came, I am sorry. I am sorry. You are who you are. You are not here to be puppets. You are not here to perform, and I am sorry. It's why I didn't want to come in here. I understand you are very talented at being able to adjust the technology. And I understand that you're people. We came back because we want to actually talk to you. We don't want to make you perform. We want to hear how you feel. And we want to show that evidence because that's what you deserve. If you don't want that guy to come back, we want to hear it. You deserve that. We have a piece of equipment where we can hear you. So when we bring it in here, please speak. Speak loudly. We'll give you any energy that you need. We want to hear you because we care.
How do you feel about the man that came here tonight? It's okay to be honest.
Yes, world.
What about this world?
No sign.
Take your time. Is it frustrating? There we go. Are you tired?
Let's say hi.
Hi. Hello. He said I'm warm. I've been doing this for a really long time. And I don't talk like that to people. I heard a child's voice say that's cool. Please just help us.
What do you need help with?
Just let us in there. Do you mean leave you alone in here? Would you maybe want to go somewhere else? Yeah, where?
Where would you like?
If you would like to go somewhere else, we can help you.
Couple of art. Oh my god.
How many of you would like to not be here anymore?
Sample.
I think it said 5 of us. Do 5 of you want to leave this spot? Yes. Would you like to? You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can. Would you like me to bring in someone who can help you do that? Sure. Rebecca, that's all you.
In order for this, you want? In order for this to work, you have to think about what would bring you happiness. A place, a person, a time. It's okay if the time has already passed. Think about it in as much detail as you can. You thinking? Okay. Okay. If that window back there were a way for you to leave, and all you had to do was think of the person that you wanted to see, the place you wanted to go to, even if it was afterwards, would you go? You can come back if you want. I'll make it both ways. It's okay if you don't want to. Okay. Just hold on a minute. Does the window look different to you now? What does it look like to you? If you want to leave, all you have to do is go through the window. Just be sure before you go to think about the things that I asked you to think about. Whoever you want to see, whatever location you want to go to. Do be specific, yes. What do you feel?
I mean, initially I felt like, oh shit, I can.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yes.
Yeah.
or like in a movie
Yeah.
whenever there's like a two-way mirror and it does the ripple thing.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's literally what it looks like right now.
Is there anybody left in here? How many? If there's anybody else you want to tell about that, anybody can use it. Just please tell them how to use it, okay? Okay. Well, I don't think we have much more business here, but I think Theron might come in for a little bit. Is that okay? Just outside? Yeah.
How's that? Does that work for you?
It's really weird now.
So, the dreaded closet. We went in. We assessed the situation. The spirits confirmed. They wanted to go. They were tired of doing all this all the time. This is something that I've talked about a lot on my TikTok, which if you don't follow me, you should. Ethics. Ethics when you're investigating the paranormal. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And using a spiritual space as a commodity to boost your ego is not the reason to become a paranormal investigator. What we should always strive to do is to bring thoughtful communication. With that, maybe get proof, understanding, but other than that, if it's time to go, it's time to go. So, do we, any of us have any final thoughts that we want to add to that?
It just felt a lot lighter in there.
You said it felt cooler?
It felt cooler.
Felt brighter.
Yes.
Also, I got a little dizzy when after you put the veil up. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah,
Like when
I was
went in there.
sitting out over here, and I could just like see it unfurl.
My shadow veils are pretty top notch. Pretty top notch.
It was very dramatic. It's kind of like in like movies where you see them like unfurl a flag like vertically down. It just
Yeah.
It kind of looked gray to me. As you were doing it, I was seeing like things move. And it was just kind of gray and stuff, but it was a little bright gray.
That tracks. Good job, Caitlin.
Thank you.
I think
I knew things.
I think for those who want to hide in there, that'll be a great way. They can pass through easily in and out, but nothing can get in there and bother them now. And I made sure to put the intention that if that equipment goes in there, it will malfunction. So we will see. I will try to keep tabs on this to report if my efforts worked in the long run. But I feel a lot better after earlier in the evening. I think that there's still more things that could be done to kind of like stave out some things. But otherwise, that's a good first step to help. So with that, I'm very happy I got to spend all my time with you guys to do this. And yeah, I think for the future, when we go to places together as a group, we're gonna have an experience and we're gonna do something together in this vein. I would rather go to a place where they're just gonna let us go.
Yeah.
I don't think we need the control the entire situation. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for doing this. It was really great, and thanks to nobody in particular for letting us hang out. So with that, I want to thank you all very much for watching, giving energy to watch this video, to experience this with us. New Orleans has been a wild experience, and there's more videos to come about it. So with that, you have a wonderful night, and I will see you again very soon.